trees.
Call me a sickle cell patient or a sickler at that time, of which right now we don't really use that word. We prefer being called sickle cell warriors. So I wanted to know more about it and understand why really do I have to keep going to hospital, going for appointments, while even other kids are just in school. I find myself that most times I keep falling ill, getting like infections, like chest infections and all that. So that's how I came to know about sickle cell. So as I was growing up, I just came to know more and more about it. The first thing for me that stood out is the way I'm different from others is that apart from getting sick a lot and needing to go to the hospital regularly, I had jaundice, which was causing my eyes to be a tint of yellow, which was different from other kids. So even in school, I remember this created a bit of concern because when you're a child, you never really want to be different from others. So for me, that was the first thing that really impacted me, whereby I felt a bit of insecure about it. But I just tried my best because now I started trying to understand how can I get rid of jaundice or maybe feel better. Then I was told always drink a lot of water, so that's how I incorporated that practice in my life, just drinking a lot of water, eating a lot of green vegetables, even though as a child they were disgusting, you know, those mboga kienyeji and all that. I did my best. Yeah, even eating healthy, keeping warm. Like when I used to go to school, I'd have to wear a t-shirt under, you know, the normal school uniform. So those are just things that became part of my normal practice, which maybe for other people were not normal. But for me, I knew that I have to do this for my well-being. So that's just how growing up with sickle cell was for me.
I was diagnosed sickle cell at the age of 7. And at that time, even Kenyatta Hospital had no diagnostic machine for sickle cell. So I remember we being referred to Makadara, which is Coast General Hospital in Mombasa. That's where we found out that I was having sickle cell anemia. It didn't come as a surprise because my cousin the same age was diagnosed earlier, I think 8 months. For me, it was 7 years. So then at that time, I think there were 2. Another cousin was also small and also had sickle cell, so we had 3 in the family. So it was not a surprise, but it was not. I didn't know if it was a bad disease or so. I remember that day my mom was telling me, you have sickle cell anemia. I'm like, maybe it's like just any other disease. Until the pain episode started.
Some of the symptoms of having sickle cell anemia, definitely when you're a child, you find that you're prone to falling ill a lot. So when you go to hospital, that is when the doctor will want to check and see maybe there's an underlying condition, and they do a screening test. So the only way someone can identify that you have sickle cell anemia is by screening. So upon screening is when they can now give you the correct diagnosis and they can now start giving you the right medication. So some of the unique symptoms for sickle cell anemia is getting the painful crisis, which really affects the joints. It usually feels like when you knock like maybe your knee or your elbow at a like glass table or at a sharp edge, you know, that daunting pain. So that's how a sickle cell crisis feels. It just feels like such kind of a pain moving around in the body, though some describe it as like broken glass moving around in the body. Yeah, so painful crisis, definitely jaundice, getting a lot of infections because of the nature of our blood. Apart from that, some of the symptoms are unique to other people depending on how they are. Some get like sores in their feet. Some even get stroke because they get blockages in the brain. Yeah, so it depends on how the condition is actually treating you and how you're managing it.
First of all, I had started growth. I was not growing well. Started growth. My eyes were yellow all the time. Yeah, it's something to do with the way the liver, the bilirubin works. So if you find that we have jaundice, so jaundice is the first sign. Then there's pale, you don't have enough blood. Yeah, like a normal male is 14, for 14, the HB is 14. For female is 12. For me now, it alternates. Like this week I was not well, so my HB went down to 10. Yes, but most of the time it's 11, 12, which is good on a good side. I'm very okay, but some people experience from 5 to 6. So being anemic is one of the symptoms. Then you're weak. You're weak all the time. You can't do activities like other people are doing. We have swollen.
Or they are just responding to how you're responding to pain, because different people have different thresholds for pain. So it's common for people with sickle cell anemia to fall into addiction of painkillers and such drugs, unfortunately. So therefore, that's why we really need to even check in hospitals to make sure that where you're being treated, at least they have your... Actually, I was approached by a founder or one of the founding members of the Rotary Club of Karen, and I actually decided to become a member so that now I can be able to be more impactful with this agenda that we have of creating awareness for sickle cell anemia, as well as creating more facilities for screening within the community.
The month of September is usually a National Sickle Cell Awareness Month, designated to help focus attention on the need for research and treatment of sickle cell disease. Top comedian in Kenya, Akuku Danger, who is also a sickle cell warrior, had a collaborative initiative with Center for Sickle Cell Warriors, together with Ministry of Health, Kenya Tissue Transplant Authority, and DAMU KE, that is, the Kenya Blood Banking Management System, for a blood drive donation that will help sickle cell warriors in times of crisis.
The reason why we came up with this is because we've noticed that in so many hospitals out there, unapata a warrior needs blood urgently. And when they need blood urgently, unapata naambiwa, lazima kwanza you have to talk to your relative, mwenye sijui yako wapi akuja donate damu, so that, so we wanted to bridge that gap in a way whereby if a sickler needs blood, they just give the blood straight away. Then the World Bank will always compensate that hospital wherever they are. So it becomes easier and the flow becomes also very easy.
Currently, we've been having victims of sickle cell anemia patients, mostly in so many hospitals. Like in Kenyatta, we've been having a patient from a neighboring school. That boy has been receiving blood. So you see, it's very important for sickle cell anemia warriors to come and mobilize donors for their victims. As we do the phlebotomy, that is breeding process, we normally do it safe. We normally use safe blood. The bags are safe. Everything we are using here are safe and they are sterile. Then from there, after the breeding is done, the blood is also kept safe. From here, it's been kept in our cooler boxes. We have cooler boxes where we normally keep them in a given temperature. Then from there, it's normally taken to our blood bank.
Despite all the challenges, sickle cell warriors have hope and resilience that they can live a normal life and achieve their dreams.
If the government can come up with a way in which they can also, make sickle cell a priority, just like any other, like cancer and everything, then I think we can meet halfway and, see how NHIF can be subsidized for sicklers, which I think that is the goal that we are fighting as Center for Sickle Cell.
In different stages of human life, from puberty to adulthood, our bodies go through notable changes, such as increased body hair, body shape changes, and incredible growth spurt. Having a healthy understanding of sexual reproductive health is vital for the general well-being of a person.
Involves both physical and how emotionally you're feeling about your health. So there's a direct relation to how your self-esteem, to whether or not you're dealing with symptoms of an STI, to whether or not you feel you've been coerced into sexual activity.
Sexual reproductive health is basically education on sex. That's the simplest way I'd put it.
It's physically how you're feeling about your body, physically how you're feeling, actual raw symptoms, how you're feeling about your body, and then emotionally to how confident you are you experiencing any stigma, and all comes together to bring around the whole entire concept of sexual and reproductive health.
In many homesteads, the discussion around sexual reproductive health is often shrouded in secrecy and sometimes even misinformation. In my quest to find out the truth behind it all, I met Arvin Amukasa, Bani Awor, and Samuel Mibe, who shared their opinions on the subject.
We are not comfortable at all. It's taboo. It's unheard of to like comfortably talk, especially talking about the fact. And the only time we talk about sexual health is when we sensationalize the conversation.
In my experience, a lot of young people don't really like talking about sexual health unless it's with their peers, and maybe in controlled settings.
Easier to talk amongst peers about sexual health. It's always much easier to talk to your friends because they're not judging what you have to say. You also get to hear different experiences of what is happening or what's new, what's happening in the sexual space.
According to the World Health Organization, WHO, lack of information on sexual reproductive health is among the causes of unwanted pregnancies, unsafe abortions, and sexually transmitted infections, STIs, especially among the adolescents.
Around COVID, Kenya became third in the world in teenage pregnancies just because COVID was happening. HIV prevalences around people my age is 15%.
The lack of awareness leads to a lot of health issues and challenges, because you find that you might have early pregnancies, people have some diseases that they cannot talk about.
There are real-life consequences that from not having the right information that I keep discovering.
The loss of lives is undesirable even among the unseen beings. According to WHO, each year, an estimated 1 million people acquire a new curable STI. The estimates also showed that there are 39 million unsafe abortions globally each year, resulting to approximately 33,000 deaths. With this data in mind, something ought to be done to change this distressing narrative.
Say from teenagers, because even when we're in primary, we are being taught about reproductive health, and it sparks some curiosity, even if you're not able to talk about it.
Platforms like our own that try and drive open and honest conversations where you can talk to an AI anonymously and get your questions answered. Second is information, like other partners getting the right information in spaces about the topic. Lastly is and which is harder, is changing our attitudes around sexual and reproductive health. When you give people the information they need, you're protecting them. Not giving them information is harming them, but our mindset is we need to make information age appropriate. Do not tell some people about some things. That's an entire attitude change.
Good to have an open communication and access to information.
A call to action by the United Nations Populations Fund motivated Arvin Amukasa to invent SophieBot, an automated conversation to aid in answering sexual reproductive queries.
AI meaning artificial intelligence. When you're talking to SophieBot, it's not a human being understanding and answering a question. We built technology that could learn from previous questions to answer new unexpected questions.
I've interacted with SophieBot, and so far I can say it's a platform that allows an individual to ask sexual-oriented questions, and they get responses on what to do or what it entails. Yeah, just generally giving information on various sexual topics.
So that's the whole source into it, that you're not talking to another human being to get your answers, you're talking to our technology who can give you consistent answers.
Artificial intelligence, AI, continues to redefine the health sector day after day. Mr. Arvin Amukasa shared with me the other ways AI can be used to improve health operations, enhancing medical services.
Cancer X-ray scans, CT scans. You can automate technology to predict if there are diseases in there. And some cases are projecting more accuracy, better accuracy than humans. So imaging, computer imaging and AI, and especially for health imagery, like it's a huge industry. People are banking big on that.
An investment in sexual reproductive health is an investment in one's future. This journey begins by starting a conversation about sexual reproductive matters, exploring available resources, and embracing the power of making informed choices on the subject.
Try and explore, ask questions, and I think it will give you the right feedback for your information.
The advice I'd give to someone who's trying to learn about sexual health, that they should not be shy about it. Everyone needs to, or has a right to discover themselves sexually, or be able to be connected to platforms that educate us on sexual education.
Step one is to have open and honest conversation. It's not a time to laugh or crack jokes when you talk about sexual health. It's not a time to sensationalize the topic. It's a time to have sober and open conversations. So have open and honest conversations. And if you're in doubt about the actual facts and figures, ask people.
Nini hapa? Nimekuja baba. Kufanya nini?
Mbona una raha?
Ile siku nilikusemesha ukakata kunijibu.
Kwa taarifa yako, mimi ni mke wa kiongozi.
Sasa wewe ndo mzao.
Mwajua na nyinyi wenyewe, mtu wa kando ni mimi tu. Sudi atakwambia. Sina haja nikwambie ni nini.
Mimi siko.
Ukija hapa, njoo kwa sababu mtu ni watu. Mengineo sahau.
Ya Shafi ya Rasulullah ya Shaymadina.
Ni mambo gani ambayo sisi huwafunza wadogo zetu ili waweze kupata manufaa katika dunia na kesho akhira?
Ni maneno yenye kupandana, maneno yenye kuzidi, maneno ya ziada. Ni neno moja lakini ina wingi wake, ina faida mingi ndani yake.
When did you last check your phone? And did you spend longer online than you planned? Under 25-year-olds spend an average of 6 hours a day online, mostly on their phones. Older groups spend less time online, on average 4.7 hours. That's according to new research from the University of Surrey in the UK. What are the signs of internet addiction and what should you do about it? Also on the show, more and more companies are using software to monitor their employees' performance. Is that okay? And could we soon get better drugs and better computers thanks to research and production in space? These are the topics that are moving the tech world.